Yeah, this was the film that we got to see for the International Film Festival opening night, and it was the perfect choice for it.
I think so. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Welcome back to No Bad Seats, the Regent Cinemas podcast, hosted by myself, Luke, and
Sam from Bratface Media.
It's nice to be here, as always.
Definitely.
And we're really excited because this week is a little bit different. We got to attend the Bordermail International Film Festival opening night last night and watch The Ballad of Wallis Island, which is the one we're going to talk about. The film we had as our opening night film was an advanced screening. We got to see it before everyone else, which is always exciting. But then on top of that, it opens today. So now people are going to get to see it, which is great because it was fun.
It was a great movie. It was one of those, I think, sort of whimsical, sort of upbeat, light-hearted movie that really sort of had a lot to play with and a lot to have fun with.
Yeah.
Not to mention also the film festival opening night was great.
Yeah.
It was my first time coming along.
You hadn't been to one of the film festivals before?
Interestingly, I hadn't.
So this is my third year doing it. So I've been with the company for 3 years, and when I first, my fourth year, because when I first started, the week I started, the film festival was on, so I attended a film called Broker, which was really, really cool. It was like sort of before I started, but I'd been hired. The following year we did Ego, the Michael Gudinski story, which was an Australian film documentary, really, really good. Renee, my wife, and I were talking about it last night because that was 2 years ago when she attended that one with me, and we loved Ego. Like, really, really cool film.
Okay.
Just a really interesting story. Last year we had The Teacher Who Promised the Sea, which is a Spanish film, as our opening night film festival, which was also great. And then, going into this year, it's always a fun time. It's always awesome to see such a big crowd. Like, this year was the first time that we moved into IMAX for a few years, or at least since I've been here. So knowing that it was sort of a quirky British comedy, we felt like it was the sort of film that we could maybe
draw an audience
with. Maybe move it out of Cinema 7, which seats 130, and move it into our 300-seat cinema. So that was really cool because it was like, we did that going, we really hope that we can get some people into this, and there was over 200 people who attended last night.
It was a good turnout. I was blown away by how many people were
here.
Yeah,
and it's really nice. You go into that, and part of it is, drinks and canapes, which I think whenever you've got that with a movie experience, it's sort of something different, something unique, and it's always fun to add that sort of element to attending the movies because it's not your typical experience.
Yeah, most definitely. And like you said in the previous episode, we did see a few people that gave us a look or mentioned to you that they were liking the podcast, so that's always great as well.
Yeah, I got a couple of comments from people saying that they've been listening to us, and knowing that we're only a couple of weeks in and we've done, this is episode 6 or 7.
Somewhere around there.
It's something along those lines, and we've only been releasing for 2 weeks. So the fact that we've got people listening, the fact that we've attended this film festival and people have said, hey, I've been listening to the podcast, like, if you're listening now and you were one of the people who said that to me or saw us there or said something, thank you so much. It's really, really nice to see. It's something that we love to do. And the fact that, we do have people who are actively giving us a crack means the world. So thank you very much. And it was nice. It was nice to just go and have a drink and have some canapes and have some cheese and sort of stand around and chat and see a bunch of other people who would normally attend these sorts of things and, see that crowd of people who were there for it. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, no, it was a nice evening. I think it was a wonderful event put on by Regent. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
And great turnout, great movie. Everything was good.
It was also nice that, we've been doing this for a while. We've been going to the movies for a while. But it wasn't until last night that our wives met for the first time.
Yes.
So that's always nice, have that little double date thing going on where, the wives get to know each other, and now, our relationship is official. We're official man friends now, that the wives know each other. So we've crossed that barrier. It's nice to go into that status. I'm sure we'll see many more movies, the four of us, which is really good.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. And I think I can't speak for your wife, but mine loved it. She thought the movie was great. and really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So yeah, we were the same. We were chatting about it the way home. Tim Key, who plays the lead character, the entire movie, his mannerisms, very British, very pulled back, very soft-spoken.
Yeah.
His mannerisms were bothering me. Not that they were bothering me, they reminded me of someone so much. And I spent the entire movie staring at it. And I'm like, who is this? Who does he sound like? It's not him. I haven't seen him in much else. And I know that that's not the things, but there's someone that I'm getting vibes from the whole time. And we drove home in the car and I said, it's going to drive me mental. It's not David Mitchell from Peep Show. And Renee said, is it David Brent? Is it Ricky Gervais? I'm like, he's got a bit of Ricky Gervais about him, but he's pulled back. He's too nervous. He's not...
It's that awkward sort of...
He's too awkward. He's not like... David Brent has that similar energy, but confidently. Yep. It's not that. I'm like, who is it? And I can't figure it out for the life of me. We're going over later. I was sitting in bed. I'm like, it's like in-betweeners era, maybe something along that. Like
it's funny. Sarah said in-betweeners. She said he reminded her of Will. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, what? Really? And she was like, not the look, not the look. And I was like,
not the look.
Oh, okay.
But even then, I'm like, it's not in-betweeners.
Yeah.
It's not that. I couldn't figure it out. And it hits me. And this is what I was sitting there, and I was going, and I was just staring at the wall, and she goes, you're not going to be able to sleep tonight, are you? And I'm like, not until I figure this out. And I'm like, maybe. And I was like, I got it. I know who it is. Who Tim Key reminds me of in this movie. And she's like, all right, go. And I'm like, he's Nate from Ted Lasso. Yeah. And I'm like, obviously he doesn't look like him, but his mannerisms are like season 1 Nate in Ted Lasso. And it was such a relief because I'm like, it's that soft-spoken awkwardness. Oh yes, obviously it's Charles. You know. Okay,
yeah, before he has his like villain arc.
Yes. Yep. Thank you, Ted Lasso. Spoiler alert. Sorry. But it's this soft-spoken, reserved, super not confident.
Yeah.
Repeating things, and I loved it. I did love it. But it was bothering me because I couldn't figure out who it was reminding me of, and I couldn't stop staring at him the whole movie doing it because I was like, who is that? Who is that? And that's just me being neurotic, but you know, that's just what happens.
Yeah, no, he played it really well, and I think that's kind of where I was going with the whimsical vibe to it, of like him. It's very lighthearted, and you kind of not feel sorry for him, but you feel like there's like affection for him because you're like, oh,
yeah, he's
I
sweet.
want to help you,
yeah,
because he's so awkward and he's so like sort of bumbly. I don't know. I just think he played it so great.
So let's talk the Ballad of Wallis Island.
Yeah,
Ballad of Wallis Island, and we'll give a bit of a breakdown. The film is about a man who has won the lottery, travelled the world.
Won the lottery twice.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Won the lottery, travelled the world, came back, decided okay, I don't need to travel the world anymore. I'm happy here on this little island that I live on. Plays the lottery again, wins again. Classic. Already that's a funny concept, right? The guy who won the lottery twice. So his whole thing is there's this band that he loves, Maguire Mortimer, who were a couple who broke up, and then in breaking up went solo, and he's sort of paid for them both to come back and play, but he didn't tell Maguire, the man, Hank Maguire, that this was going to happen. Interestingly, it was written by Tim Key and Tom Basden, who played Hank Maguire.
Yeah, okay.
And Tom Basden wrote all the music as well. So he wrote the music for it. But it's based on a 2007 short film that they wrote together called...
I did see that in the credits.
Yeah, called The Infamous Hank Maguire Plays Wallis Island.
Yeah, okay.
Which was more about him coming out to play. There wasn't the Kerry Mulligan arc.
Oh, okay.
It was more about him coming out to play and rediscovering his love of music, which it sort of ends up being part of the main
story,
the main story.
The arc of it, yeah.
But obviously the arc being that Mortimer, who is his ex-girlfriend, is part of it, and they were in a relationship together and all of that. And him paying like $250,000, $500,000 to bring them out so that they could perform for him. And there was, it was just really funny, the whole false pretense of it all. How many people are playing at the gig? Well, it's under 100. It's less than 100. Oh, okay. He's like, yep, no worries. I like intimate gigs. And it's not until he realizes that like the less than 100 is, it's 99 less than 100.
Yes.
It's one. It's just him.
Yeah.
Really, really funny the way that plays. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really well done. I thought the jokes were really quick.
There's some great jokes in there. The one that stands out to me is the tennis scene. Mm-hmm. And there's a tennis match between the two of them, and he starts serving and ace every single time. Like all of a sudden he's game up and he's like, okay, we switch sides. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, we'll see how we go.
He goes, you've got a good serve on you. And he's like, well, that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah. And then as soon as it goes to actually playing against someone, he's useless because for 6 years he's played by himself just practicing serving.
Just serving.
And I think that was just such a great gag. And that's the type of jokes you're getting in it, is they're not like big punchliney jokes. They're just these fun little moments.
Quirky moments.
Yeah, that make everyone chuckle. And
even, there was a recurring sort of theme of them living on this island, and it's this island near England. And it was, not a lot of people lived there. There was a little shop where the owner lived and had this shop.
It looked like there might have been like 4 people on the island.
Yeah, it wasn't huge. Yeah. But the idea that, these people from home, it's like, oh, do you have rice? And he's like, why do you need rice? He's like, I dropped my phone in water. And she's like, I've got rice pudding, I've got pasta if you want it. And he's like, no, I need rice because it absorbs the water. And this is something these people who obviously live this much simpler life have never heard before. Those sorts of things really, really funny. And there was a lot of recurring stuff like that where it was just references and things that happened when, you don't necessarily need a lot of jokes. It's just like a fish out of water type story where it's like, here's this person who is probably the most normal person coming to this place where everything that is normal around him is suddenly not his norm.
Yes, exactly right.
He's not understanding why they don't have rice and don't understand why he needs to put his phone in
looking
rice.
at the times of the boat coming in and out, and then one of them is sometimes.
Yep. 11 a.m. sometimes. Oh, yep. He goes sometimes.
There's 4 people on the island. Why?
He doesn't have to go in a regular time schedule. It's like, well, 11 o'clock. Yeah, sometimes we'll go. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. I thought it was really quirky. I thought there was a lot of stuff that made me laugh, and I feel like it's dad humor, right? I feel like it's this sort of joke that he'll say something and then he'll rhyme something back.
Yes.
Or say something, like someone will say something and he'll add to that.
I think he was very uncomfortable with silences.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times where there's perfect silent moment and he would just keep adding
and he
bits.
would say, oh, the perfect silence, just listening to the waves and just watching the sunrise. Oh, do you like the sunrise? Very quirky and key. Yeah, and you're right. It's like probably an uncomfortability with silence, which is ironic because he's on an island on his own.
In silence,
In silence 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It had a lot of fun elements to it that I thought it was just a fun, quirky, heartfelt film.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest takeaway, is that it's this like heartwarming, fun time. It's not there. It's not out to try and be some like award-winning film, although it's got festival wins. But I wouldn't, it's not like trying to be an Oscar movie or anything like that. It's just a good, heartfelt movie, and I think it's a great time to spend in the cinema with it.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Just, if you like those types of movies where you come in and you leave with a smile on your face, perfect.
It is. There is that heartwarming. A lot of smiles. There is parts of it that hit you deep, and I think that's what's really great about a film like this is it's not all jokes, it's not all light, but it gives you a realness that we don't see necessarily in heaps of this is the sort of film where it's like, again, it's not a rom-com. It's not.
No,
rom-com's not the right word for it, but it's not a straight comedy. Like there's a through line of emotion that takes us on a ride, but all the while peppering us with these little quirks and jokes that I know there was moments where I was laughing out loud, and that's always great.
Yeah, definitely. And I think being in a cinema with 200 plus people, there was a lot of people just sort of chuckling through the little moments. And they're not big laugh out loud moments all the time. Obviously there is some in there, but there's a lot of those little just like chuckle humor that's just those little sprinkled in there, and they're great. They're a great time. And yeah, I think it's just a fun movie.
Absolutely. So how would you consider this as like, we obviously have this for the film festival. Film festival is typically like, we've got 40 films from 20 countries at the moment. And we've kicked it off with a movie like this. How do you perceive this as a reflection of the festival as a whole?
I guess for me, I would probably expect, I mean, not every movie is going to be the same, obviously. Like there's going to be a good selection there of different types of movies.
Plenty of different genres, lots of stuff for different people.
But to me, it reflects that it's just going to be a good time at the cinema. That this is sort of I guess, like your poster child of, we want you to come and have a nice time, a fun time at the cinema, a light-hearted type of time. Whether or not every movie is light-hearted is
another.
And
they definitely aren't.
I can imagine they wouldn't be. But I think it was a good movie to start with. It puts everyone on the up note. It would be, if we had gone in and seen a movie last night that was really dark and down and sort of come out, I'd be a bit like less inclined to come back and revisit other movies, because I'd be like, oh geez, that was heavy. Whereas a nice light movie to start off really gets you in the mood to go, what else is there? Well, that's
true, but I think there's an element with like film festivals where these sorts of dark and drab films that maybe touch on notes that we don't see in a typical blockbuster as part of the appeal.
Yeah,
where you're watching films like, I know last year we had The Teacher Who Promised the Sea, which was all about this teacher who had been killed by the Nazis. This, like, it was really quite dark, but again, they had these emotional moments, and it was a film that people didn't walk out of going, oh man, that was, I feel great after that. But it's powerful.
Yeah.
And there's a power to it. And I think a lot of the films in the film festival that are more like that fit within that category, where it's I
do agree.
You do have this like power, and that's part of the appeal of the film festival, is that we don't always get films like that.
Yeah.
We get the sort of typical blockbusters. We get the typical films that are there for a good time. And I think Ballad of Wallis Island is great, and it's not maybe the typical film that we would always get in. It's not a guaranteed release, particularly in Albury, where we don't always get everything. But it is a great reflection of a fun film that's low budget, low key, does what it needs to do, is fun the whole time, and definitely worth watching. Whereas I think there are a lot of films throughout the festival that are going to be more reflective of different countries. We've got movies from, we've got a movie from, Iraq, and we've got movies from Spain, and we've got movies from Germany, and some of them are comedies, and some of them are dramas, and we've got war films, and we've got a whole heap of different stuff going on. But all of those are going to appeal to different people. But as an accessible festival opener, I feel like The Ballad of Wallis Island was this perfect. You're right. It's lighthearted. It's
to have the big audience coming in for it it's a good opener.
Yeah.
Because it, like you said, it's accessible. Where that's not. I think I'm probably wrong in saying that those darker movies, or not even darker, but those more heavy movies wouldn't play as well. They'd still play great, because as you pointed out, a lot of the crowd that is coming to see the festival are the crowd that appreciate these these hard-hitting stories.
And we love that crowd. We love that crowd.
The stories that you don't see every day. We're not talking about Marvel movies and things like that. We're talking about, I'm not even sure what.
But character pieces. There's a lot of that sort of stuff.
Or telling of someone's horrible past that they've then had redemption from, or something like that. Like, there's so many stories out there to be told, and unfortunately, a lot of the time, it is just these big movies that are the same old hero story told again through a different skin. is what we get and what
that
gets the
comes
most
down
attention.
To, the most attention, marketing, all of
Yeah.
those sorts of things. So it is always nice when we have this range of films that are reflective of a different, era, or a different style and variety of film, which
You get to
is
shine
what
a
I
light
think. Yeah,
on some of
it's good to
those.
shine a light on these, and I think it's what appeals to a lot of people as well, because while we don't get everything here, we do endeavour to get as much as we can, and there are people who want to see films that we don't always get. We get requests every day for films that we have to go, sorry, that one's not coming here.
Yeah.
So when we have a festival like this, and you get people that are coming to 20 plus of the 40 films, it makes me really happy to see that, and that's such a big variety. It's like, if you're coming to 20 of the 40 films, you're seeing a lot of different stuff, and that's great.
Yeah, no. And I think the big thing that for these types of runs, the festival runs, is give things a go that you wouldn't normally give a go.
Yep.
Like, read through the movies that are coming to the festival and go, hey, that sounds all right.
Yep.
I'll give it a go, because you might see your favourite movie.
Yeah.
And that's like something I learned a long time ago from going to the cinema every week and just seeing what was on and going, if the latest Marvel movie was out or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, cool, I'm going to go see that. But if it wasn't, I remember I saw Lee Daniels' The Butler.
Yep.
No intention of seeing it. It wasn't something that was on my
Just
radar.
on.
It was just on that week. I'd seen everything else that was in cinema, and I went, oh, okay, cool. Great movie. And it's stuck in my brain that, yeah.
And that's the one that you remember.
Yeah.
Exactly right. I think there's an element of people don't like to take a chance with films as much these days.
Yeah.
So having that where we can, put these options there, and it's a period of time, and people go, well, it's the festival. We only get this once every now and again. Once a year we do this, so let's go give things a crack. It's always nice to see.
Yeah.
Have you got anything that is jumping out at you that you're rushing to see at the film festival this year?
Friendship's playing, isn't it? Friendship.
Friendship's one of those ones.
You
I
have
think,
raved about it enough that I'm like, I need to see this.
I'm a big Tim Robinson guy. Again, it's a weird, quirky style of comedy that I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see it, because I feel like the people who are going to go see Friendship are people who are familiar with Tim Robinson, and people who are familiar with Tim Robinson will go, this movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to sort of sit in it with a crowd of people like that, because it's a weird one, but in the best way. And Paul Rudd's great.
Paul Rudd's great all the time.
There's a movie that we've got coming out called How to Make a Killing,
Okay.
which is about a couple that stumble on some dead bodies, and with those dead bodies, they live in a remote area, and I think the people have fallen off a cliff or something like that.
Right.
And they stumble on them, and with these dead bodies is a bag with like $2 million in it. And then the people come looking for it, and they're trying to hide it and figure out what to do with these bodies. So How to Make a Killing.
Yeah.
Looks really, really fun, looks funny, and it's like this weird sort of comedy drama vibe going on. It's either German or French, I can't remember exactly, but that's one that I'm really excited about seeing. I think it's going to be a fun one. And then I'm hearing a lot about, and I don't know a lot about it, but I'm hearing a lot about Sorry Baby.
Okay.
A lot of talk online about how good this film is. It's not long come out in America. I think it'll get a limited run here, but I feel like it could be one of those films that maybe gets
I don't think I've
Oscar
heard much about it.
contender
Oh, okay.
type of film. So that's one I'm going to try and sneak in. And
Interesting. Is there many Australian films in this festival?
Yeah, we do have a few Australian films.
always
Off the
good to
top of my
see.
head, we've got Kangaroo Island. We've got Birthright, I think, is Australian.
Yeah.
And
It's always good to see some.
With or Without You is another Australian film. And it is always good to see that we've got these sort of Australian films that, are sort of bigger budget Australia films that it's just nice. It's just nice to have and see what people are doing locally.
That's it. And a lot of the time, I think the best thing that you get from festivals is the different voices that you're getting. Like, as we said, some of these stories are hard-hitting, or they're stories that don't get $400 million put behind them because they're not a safe bet.
Yep.
They are a story that's taking a risk.
And often they're ones that people put money into themselves. You know, they're indie financed or they're self-financed, and it's full on. But it's nice to see that that's the case.
Yeah, most definitely. You're sort of getting those people that are passionate about their story and that they believe in it. So it's like, give them a chance, give it a watch, and like we said, you might find your new favourite film.
Okay, cinematic confessionals. We're gonna each talk one thing that is a no-no in cinema.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you a perfect example, and I say this very proudly. One of my top 4 films of all time, my Letterboxd top 4, is Batman vs Superman. Now, I know for a fact that people go, that movie is one of the worst movies of all time. Those people are all wrong, and I will say that.
I will die on this hill.
I will die on this hill, and I am totally fine saying it out loud. Batman vs Superman rules.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's my cinematic confessional. Maybe, cinema fans don't necessarily agree, but here I am. Also, The Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace is great.
Yeah.
The Phantom Menace was my Star Wars because at the time I was 10 years old or 11 years old and went to the movies and saw Star Wars on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was... I'm pretty sure I had been introduced to Star Wars a little bit before that. We're going off on a tangent here, but it needs to happen.
Yep.
And I had seen parts of Star Wars and things like that. But Phantom Menace was my big introduction to it, and I remember just mind blown.
Yeah.
And people give it so much hate, but Darth Maul is just
badass. Pod racing scene.
Yes.
There's so much to love about The Phantom Menace. It's crazy. Like, I get it. People are like, I didn't come to Star Wars for politics. I don't know about you. I love all the Republic stuff. I love seeing the way that the Senate plays out. Yeah. I was 5 years old when this movie came out, and I defend the Senate. I don't even care. I love it. I love it so much. And, Jar Jar Binks, take him or leave him, but he's got some quotables. Jar Jar Binks has
I can
some
do a great Jar Jar Binks impression.
Right.
It's not happening here. Nah.
All right.
Not a chance.
Comment if you want to see Sam's Jar Jar Binks impression. If we get 10 people commenting. 10 people's all we need.
Make it like 100 or something.
100. We have like 40 listeners. If we can get a quarter of them to comment that they want to see your Jar Jar Binks impression, I am on board.
Oh, no. Next week is not going to be a good week for me. I'm counting on at least 30,
all of your friends.
35 of you to not do this. In terms of actual confessionals, though, I mean, Phantom Menace is a great one. I think, otherwise, for someone like myself and yourself as well, that we are big cinema fans and we love the great movies, like we're talking about Goodfellas and Godfather and things like that, I am a die-hard rom-com fan as well, and I love a rom-com that goes nowhere. And you've got your classic ones and stuff like When Harry Met Sally and things like that, but some of those real cheesy ones as well that are.
Give me an example of one that goes nowhere. This is your confessional, remember? You can't be throwing When Harry Met Sally out there.
No, that's not one of them.
That's not a confessional. That's reasonable. That's respectable. Give us the cheesy. Give us the confessional. Give us the one that even the rom-com fans are going to be like, Sam, what the hell?
Oh, okay. That's making it hard. And I am saying this from a sense of generally, if you're like a Godfather fan, you're not a fan of Legally Blonde or something like that. But Legally Blonde, love. There is plenty of people that love Legally Blonde.
I see what you mean.
I'm trying to think though of obscure ones that people would be like, that's terrible. Why would you like that? But I have a massive Blu-ray collection, and there is some real misses in there for a lot of people that I'm like, I will chuck that on at a moment's notice.
I actively dislike The Holiday.
I'm not a big fan of The Holiday. There's been a couple of times that people put it on at Christmas, and I'm like, I've put it on to watch it, and I'm like, I'm just not into this.
The Holiday, I get into this argument with my mum and my stepdad all the time. It's their favourite Christmas movie. And one year I said, Renee and I are going to watch this movie. And an hour and a half in, I was checking the time going, how much longer does this... Why does this movie need 45 more minutes? I've seen Jack Black for 2 minutes at this point. Oh my God, I couldn't believe
It's
how
a weird
much
one.
I disliked that movie. It dragged. And what made it worse was by the time it got to the end, I was so emotionally drained from this absolute, I couldn't stand it, that I couldn't even watch my Christmas movie, Die Hard.
Perfect Christmas movie.
The perfect Christmas movie.
Although we also watch, we're getting off onto another tangent of Christmas movies here, but The Night Before, love.
Right.
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Anthony Mackie.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, what?
Oh, actually, is this...
Seth Rogen.
I know the poster. I don't think I've seen the movie.
Oh, dude. You've got to get onto it.
We're going to have to like chop this up and put it in a Christmas episode down the line. This is...
We should
okay,
do a watch for at Christmas time. We'll have a watch
This
party.
is early tangent. It's now August, and we're starting planning on Christmas for our Christmas wish list, our Christmas watch list.
Yes.
This is going to be our December movies. We're going to have to be watching, and we're not watching The Holiday, but we will watch a bunch of movies.
We're definitely not watching The Holiday.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to watch the trailer now for The Roses, which is pretty exciting. Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman. Looks really funny. I've watched this trailer a couple of times. Andy Samberg, Kate McKinnon, like Alison Janney.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks really fun. We've got advanced screenings this weekend, so I'm excited to see that.
Nice.
And then it's part of the film festival, and it opens officially next week. So
Wonderful.
yeah,
Let's give it a watch.
here's The Roses.
I do anything.
I do believe that's true.
How's Mary?
How good is Andy Samberg?
I know.
Right, don't drown. Ivy, it's a monster
Like
success.
inconspicuously placed in there. Like,
Yeah.
Nude,
I don't think so.
shoulder, or an inner thigh to lean on.
Huh?
Okay.
Kate McKinnon's just unhinged
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ivy's mad at me and I can't even tell.
Sometimes he's got his cock in me and I can't even tell.
Oh, that's the one that got me. Crabs.
It's diabolical.
I get this wart.
Oh, this is like. Ugh.
Amazing.
It looks so fun.
I love it. I think, oh man, Olivia Colman is just so lovable.
Oh yeah, I
oh.
think it's because she just does not give a damn.
No.
If you've seen interviews with her, she swears like a sailor. She plays jokes on people,
Yeah.
and you just get that on screen as well. You get that vibe.
Yeah.
I think it's just.
It's always done with a
relatable.
smile. It's
Yeah.
always like, we'll be expecting a hefty discount. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, she's so much fun. Everything that I've seen her in. I don't know if have you ever seen Peep Show?
No.
Peep Show is this British comedy, and she's a lead in it. And her character is so funny because she starts as this character who's like, she's the normal one. She's the one that the main character pines after. He's a weirdo. But then progressively, because of their interaction, she then goes off the rails over the course of the whole series and just gets crazy. And it's really, really funny. And I love her in that. I loved her in Wonka as well.
Yep. I love her in The Bear.
The
In
Bear.
The Bear, she has like a really like wholesome character, and it's like
again, it's lovable. She's so lovable.
yeah, she feels like she's such a warm presence on
Yep.
screen, I think. And then when she does have these roles where she gets to like let loose
Unleash,
and
yeah.
be like really out there and jokey and
Yeah.
pranks or whatever's happening in this, you can just tell she's having fun.
She doesn't seem to lose the warm presence.
yeah,
It's just delivered in a different way.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. And Benedict Cumberbatch, like the combination of the two, instant, that's it.
haven't seen him in much for a while either.
No, I don't think he's been in much in a
Yeah.
while. You know, obviously he's been doing Avengers and
Yes, true. Yeah.
like he was in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness a couple of years ago. I'm not sure that I've seen him in much since then.
No, not that I can recall.
But that's not to say that he hasn't been in anything, I guess.
Good to have him back.
It's good to have him back, and for something like this where he gets to have this fun role where they're playing off each other. I think Kate McKinnon and Andy Samberg, another excellent pairing as well. Alison Janney's really funny.
And then you and like I said, inconspicuously, Andy Samberg's kind of just placed in there because we're used to seeing Andy Samberg be over the top
yeah.
and unhinged, but he's paired with Kate McKinnon, who just cannot be outdone.
Yes.
So you sort
he
of
becomes the straight man in that relationship.
yeah, which I'm really interested to see how that
Yeah.
plays out and how much of the straight man he plays, or if he like breaks from it.
Yeah,
every now
yeah,
and
yeah.
then.
Absolutely. And I think The Roses, like it's based on a film, War of the Roses, from a few years
okay.
ago. Alan Alda and can't remember who the other person is.
I wasn't.
It's going to drive me mental that I can't remember. But it's Alan Alda and someone else, and War of the Roses. So it's based on that. It's a retelling of that film. And yeah, I'm just really here for it. I'm excited. It feels like the sort of, I romantic comedy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about romantic, but
Well, it feels like the
divorce comedy.
Yeah, it feels like the reverse romantic comedy, where they're not trying to get together. Maybe the plot ends up being that, they find that they do love each other after all.
Yeah, potentially.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But
it looks like a good time at the movies.
it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, same here.
Thanks for joining us on No Bad Seats. That's our episode for today, talking about the Ballad of Wallis Island and the Bordermail International Film Festival. That's running through till the 7th of September. So yeah, check out the passport, check out the lineup, see what's around that you might enjoy. As always, if you are listening and you've listened this far, thank you so much. Drop us a comment, let us know what you thought of either the movie that we spoke about, or what have you been watching? What have you seen lately? Let us know. Should we be watching it too?
Tell us your confessional as well.
Yeah, I want to hear people's confessionals.
Or suggest another confessional for next week, and we'll do that.
That's a good idea. Suggest your confessionals, but thank you for being here. And as always, remember, when you are watching movies, there are no bad seats.